Now, in the house, his disciples asked him again of the same matter. Yes. Now, in verse 11, and he saith unto them, whosoever, yes, shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. Yes. Now, that's adultery against his wife that he put away. Right. Doesn't mean that he's committing adultery with the new wife. No. He's committing adultery against the wife that he put away that he got a divorce against. Yes. And if a woman shall be put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery. Now, this is a little different. Yeah. My wife putting me away as her husband and being involved with another man, she commits adultery. Poop. Now, it's kind of an interesting concept. There's the side of the man and the side of the woman, right? If I, as a man, put my wife away and marry another, I'm committing adultery against my wife. Yes. But if the woman puts me away and marries another, she commits adultery. The individual woman commits adultery. The man doesn't. Maybe I didn't get married again. Yes. Maybe I'm just single. Oh. Now there's a big problem here. Let's say I wanted to divorce my wife. I went through the United Nations, yes, and they decided to issue two dissolutions of marriage. Yeah. So that as I apply for housing or welfare benefits or Apple Healthcare, yes, every time I go in there, they say, well, we do not acknowledge a divorce from the United Nations. I'm like, no, we actually had the marriage certificate issued from the United Nations. And each and every state of the United States says, well, we do not acknowledge the dissolution of marriage. Now, did they acknowledge the marriage certificate? I mean, when she got my last name as Heidi Lee Budnick, yes, she was actually Heidi Lee Griggs at the time of the marriage. Did you read the marriage certificate? Yeah. Somehow Social Security did acknowledge the marriage certificate. Phew. Now, if I go through Social Security, yes, why don't you get me all of those, yes, that applied for Social Security disability or maybe even retirements where they did have to have an actual dissolution of marriage or a marriage certificate. Now, we have a big problem here. Yes. You have committed a crime and you've obstructed my right to sue you for the last 3.5 years. Your thought was, well, because of the hardness of our hearts, we're just not going to reverse our court decisions, that I'd have to motion the court. Yes. But I found out that you used the courts to issue two dissolutions of marriage. Now you've committed the crime of fraud. Oh. And each and every oath of office everywhere in the United States is legally liable for your decision making. Now, you didn't seem to think that it was that important as employees of the government that you do exactly what the law says all the time, because your thought was, well, as long as you pay, I will do what you say. Well, your decision making has affected those employed in every form of government of the United States. See, I didn't just email all of the actual employees of the state legislature. I emailed every state of the United States and I said, I can sue you individually for violating your oath of office, and then I can sue you as individual bodies known as state legislatures. Now, when I go through and sue the individual body, yes, of the state legislatures for having any knowledge that you issued two dissolutions of marriage, any state I move to, yes, they're going to fuck with me because of your fraud. That means every state is liable for your decision making. So, and I will sue the individuals elected to office in the state legislatures. Yes. And then I will sue the body of state legislatures that did not enforce the full faith and fucking credit of the United States.